So this is gonna be the final part. The card sleeves that I showed only have 60 cards. So the 60 cards are 40 cards in the main deck, or 60 cards in the main deck, and that's it. But 40 cards in the main deck, and this is if you want to have the lowest of low. So 40 cards in the main deck, then 15 cards in the extra deck, and then you have 5 extra card sleeves for probably tokens or something else. But like I said, get multiple packs. So if you do get multiple packs of 60, you'll have leftover card sleeves. So that's just me saying that, trying to aid you. So let's get into the building of decks. Now, there's different type of decks, but there's one big thing I want to tell you, is that there's something called an archetype of monsters. In the description, I'll also leave a link to Yu-Gi-Oh wiki, which explains archetypes. And there's many different archetypes. You could probably click on one, like there's elemental heroes, Madolch, or people pronounce it Madolche, Destiny heroes, Clifforts, Shaddolls, Cosmos, Fluffles, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. Numbers, different archetypes like that, Battery Man, and I'll also leave a link to Yu-Gi-Oh wiki of archetypes and series of cards, so you know the difference. A series of cards is basically a card that it kind of has its own little series. So a series of cards would be like a card called Pikachu, White Magician Pikachu, and then there's Dark Magician Kieran, and then they appear in different artworks, and there's like Pikachu's Second Sight, Pikachu's Magic, Pikachu's Healing Circle, or something like that. That would be a series. They're not an archetype, they're just a series. They're kind of, it'll explain what it is basically, but you're going to look at that up, and basically each archetype is basically a deck, kind of. So it would basically give you a list of elemental hero cards, and you could just look around and be like, oh, I like the elemental heroes, and then go on Amazon and be like, well, I want to buy this elemental hero, that elemental hero, and there you go. Of course, this is after you read the little book, so you understand the game and that stuff. You see how it all builds up. So of course, the stuff that I said, you'll need a deck boss card sleeves. It's used to help you with that deck, and I'll leave a link to the archetype. But of course, there's also the rogue decks. The rogue deck that I have and whatever, those don't involve archetypes, and you'll probably have to sit down and think, well, what do I like? You probably like beatdown, so you're gonna add all these monsters that aren't archetypes, or maybe mishmash archetypes together and try to do that. But yeah, sometimes archetypes get shot down by the thing called the ban list. So if you're gonna go to what's known as locals, or basically like some local card shop around you, and most likely that local card shop is probably gonna have the official ban lists from Yu-Gi-Oh, which will also be in the description, so you know what's banned, what's limited. If you read the rulebook, you know that banned cards cannot be used in a deck. So if you're gonna participate in that tournament, or maybe a big tournament, some archetypes can be shot down and raised up real high. So a couple ban lists ago, no wait, sorry, this ban list currently right now, Shaddolls are shot down because their main boss fusion monster, I don't know if it's their main actually, because I didn't look deep into Shaddolls, but the Shaddoll archetype has took a shot to they got shot up, so they can't use like one of their monsters, one of their big monsters. So if you use a Shaddoll deck, you can't use that card in that tournament, just so you know. But maybe there's a different archetype out there where it has all the cards in that archetype you can use. So just saying, the ban list shoots archetypes down and it shoots archetypes up, and then for rogue decks, they're going everywhere. But people mainly use archetypes. They don't. Most people probably don't use rogue decks because they're rogue. They're they're out of control. They're whack. But people mainly use archetypes, so they're like, okay, I'm running a elemental hero deck, and then they have their hero monsters. They're using their different whatever archetypes rely on have different types of playstyles, different types of fusion, XE, synchro monsters, all this different stuff. So link in the description down there, and that's really all I can help you with. And I can't build you a deck, you have to do that yourself. But I say you gotta keep the balance of 20 monsters, 10 spells, and 10 traps, because that all equals up to 40. So try to keep a balance like that. Unless you're running something special, you could go out of the balance. So by special, I mean a deck that evolves around something called a spell counter. So the spell counter type of decks involve you playing a lot of spell cards. So you probably have like 5 traps if you want to try to keep some sort of balance, and then 15 spells, and then 20 monsters. The monsters, you play the monster down, and then you play a spell, and then the monster has its effect because you play the spell. So you want to make sure you keep using all the cards known as spell cards with the monsters like that. There's no trap deck like that where you play a trap card and they get it. There should be though, but there isn't as of now. So just saying. So look around the whole archetypes and look around the whole series, and yeah, the prices will differ. So I have no clue, but I'm gonna say it's about $10 for the car seat and deck box, at least that much. And then just look around a whole bunch of videos. I'll leave in what was it? Different videos that may also help you. So there's that. There won't be any names for it, or maybe I'll name the video and have it there a little bit more professional. There's no crazy edits, I'm sorry, it's just me talking to the 3DS. Don't know how I'm going to do this video, I have barely any disk space, but I'll think of something. This video will be published. I can only do about 10 minutes of video, so yeah. I mean, on my YouTube channel I have a copyright strike, but that's the end of it.